Hi, I'm Jake, and this is my wife Angela. We've been coming to the Ridge for about 2 years now. We have 5 boys from 5 years old all the way to 15 years old. For a while before we started coming to church, just kind of God was stirring in both of our hearts to find some place to go and stop making excuses why we weren't going to church on Sundays. And I had heard from my brother about this church meeting in a movie theater. So I decided to check it out. And one Sunday decided go over there. I was not going to take Angela or my boys with. And so I went over to the movie theaters and found out there was no church in the movie theaters anymore. So with a lot of disappointment, confusion as to why I was led someplace there was nothing. Came home, prayed about it, decided to check online to see what was going on, and saw that the church had moved to Whitnall. So the following week I came to Whitnall, and right upon walking in, felt very comfortable. The people that greeted me at the door were super friendly, and Mark's message was a great message, spoke to my heart. So I decided the following week that I would bring my kids and Angela back, and ever since then we've been in 100%.
I was happy, but I was very reluctant to develop friendships or dive in wholeheartedly. I was very standoffish with a lot of people, and I decided from the first day that we were going that I wasn't going to develop those relationships right away because I didn't think it was going to last. And 2 years later it's lasted, and I'm very comfortable, and I'm very happy with the friendships that I've developed there. Since we've been coming to the Ridge, Jake's patience has been a lot better. I see a lot of changes in our whole family. With the children, I mean, the kids are awesome. They love it. They love coming, and to have your kids come to you and ask you if they can be baptized, or have your kids come to you and talk to you about God and the wonderful things that they're learning and stuff. It's really cool. And as far as our marriage goes and stuff, I feel like he has a whole lot more patience for me, and myself with him also, and I think we look at everything in a very different way now.
Before we started coming to the Ridge, I wasn't what you'd call a stand-up dad. I had an alcohol problem, drank a lot. Since coming to the Ridge, a lot of praying about that. No longer have that issue, and my wife and I have grown together in ways that I never thought possible. I have a relationship with my boys that is, again, something I never thought I'd ever get. I could talk with my 15-year-old son about things that I never would have talked to my dad with, about God and about how to deal with relationships with God. And to hear any one of my boys excited on Sunday morning to go to church is just awesome feeling. Since I decided to answer the knock on the door from God, every aspect of my life has gotten better. Work does not stress me out nearly as much anymore, because I've come to realize that the things that bothered me in the past are really nothing to be concerned with. Every day I pray, I'm excited to see what step God has in store for me in the future, because so far every step has just been amazing. When I first heard about the crazy campaign, I kind of thought to myself, and we're trying to raise $2.2 million in a church of 400 to 500. I thought crazy was definitely the right word for this campaign. I didn't think it was a possible thing, but through listening to what the vision was and what the mission of the church, and really praying through it, God kind of showed me that, my whole life when we'd go to church, we were $5, throw it in the bucket people, and anything more than that was just kind of a drag. But being at the Ridge and seeing the transformations that have gone on in our life, I really started opening up to what God wanted as a tithe, what that meant, and being who I am, and mathematically I started doing the math as to how much money everyone was going to have to do to make this work, and I still thought it was crazy. And we decided to take a huge step of faith, and went from the $5 in the bucket to actually coming to a percentage, and we had decided to go to 15%. And it is tough. It's a lot of money, and it was always, there's no way we could, spend this kind of money. There's no way I could ever spend that kind of money, and we have not missed our bills.
We both prayed about the giving separately, and when we came together, we both had, I think we had the same number or right around the same number.
Really close. It is well worth it. If giving money to the church for God's vision for people will allow God to work in more people's lives like He has in ours, I am all for it.